and why it matters. Okay? Contrary to popular belief, it really does matter how many guys the girl has slept with. I mean, you will have a lot of blue pill betas out there, SJWs, male feminists, try to shame you and say things like, that was in the past, man. Be a man. That doesn't matter how many guys she slept with. It's in the past, dude. Right? And you know what? They're wrong. Because it does matter, right? I mean, even from a statistical standpoint, right? There are actual facts and statistics on this that the more sexual partners a woman has had, the less able she is to pair bond long term with a man. That means if you are looking to, get married, start a family someday, and you choose a woman who's had, like, say 20 to 30 sexual partners, there's a very high probability that your relationship will not work because she will not be able to pair bond with you. She will not be able to function in a healthy monogamous relationship with just one guy because she is used to, roaming around out there and spreading her legs for multiple guys. So, yes, it matters, right? It matters how many guys she slept with, especially if you're looking for somebody that you want to date long term. And a lot of you guys are. You won't admit that, but a lot of you guys are. You're looking for a cool chick that you could date long term and even potentially marry, because I know a lot of you guys are looking to have families as well. So does it matter? Yes, it absolutely matters how many sexual partners a woman has had. I can remember one instance where there was this girl that I worked with. This was back when I worked in corporate America, right? There was this girl that I worked with that I was just like really into, right? We got along, we liked the same things, we hung out together. And then finally I was like, hey, we should just go out this weekend. She was like, yeah, let's go out this weekend. And so we went out that weekend, and I was like, okay, I see where this is leading, right? I mean, it was going to lead to sex that night. And I asked her, like, point blank, I'm like, how many guys have you slept with? And she literally said, I lost count. I'm like, can you estimate? And she was like, I think around 75. And I'm like, 75 guys? You've slept with 75 guys? She was like, yeah. And at the time, this chick is like 27 years old. I'm like, 75 guys, 27 years old. When did you start having sex? And she was like, 15, 16. I'm like, doing the math in my head. I immediately lost attraction for the girl. Okay, I immediately lost attraction for the girl. Did I sleep with her? Yeah, I slept with her anyway. Would I do that today? Probably not, right? I did it back then. I was a little bit more in scarcity, whereas now I'm in abundance. I don't need to, like, risk my health doing dumb shit like that. But I would not do that today. But yeah, she was literally like 75 guys, and no surprise, that girl is still single. She's, she hasn't been able to maintain a long-term relationship, even though she wants to. She was telling me even back then that she was looking for somebody that, she could, like, just settle down with, and she doesn't want to keep dating around and all this, and she still hasn't been able to do that, right? Because she's just had way too many sexual partners. There's a threshold that you just really don't want to pass as a female, because you begin to lose your ability to pair bond with one partner. I mean, if the girl is in her 20s, like, say she's like not even 25 yet, and she's had 10 sexual partners, she's already in double digits. I mean, if you're looking to settle down, get married and all that, for me, I would just throw that fish back in the water. I would not want to pair bond with somebody like that. And you might think, that's only 10. If you're looking to pair bond with this person for a lifetime and build a family with, that's a lot, right? That's a lot. I mean, I can remember personally the girls that I even considered marrying back then, right? The girls that wanted to get married, and I thought about it, right? There were just 3 in particular, which was my high school girlfriend, my college girlfriend, and then one girl I dated that became my girlfriend after college. Those 3 girls I can remember in particular that I actually considered marrying at the time. And my high school girlfriend at the time, obviously, we were both virgins, so neither of us was with anybody else. So that would have been a situation where we might have gone the distance, right? We probably would have grown apart, though. But sexually, that wouldn't have been an issue, like, oh, you have too many sexual partners or anything like that. The second one was my college girlfriend, and she was also a virgin, but I had already had my high school girlfriend, so I already had one partner before her. So my college girlfriend would have been somebody that would have worked out. The third person was this girl that I dated after college. Her name was Arlene, and she only had like one major boyfriend before me, and I was the second guy she slept with. So in those three cases, those probably would have worked out had I had the maturity to do it, or had we been a few years older. Those probably would have worked out. It wouldn't have been an issue where that person had too many sexual partners, or anything like that. But when it comes to females, and for you guys in particular, when you're looking for somebody to settle down with, start a family with, you want to be very, very careful about how many guys she's actually had sex with. And you also want to be able to kind of peer in to whether or not she's telling the truth about it, because a lot of these girls will lie, right? If she says she's only had like, I've only slept with 5 guys, and she's like 30 years old, you can guarantee it's probably more like 15 or more, right? So you want to multiply by 3. But a lot of these girls will lie about it just because they know the social stigma. They know that you as a guy will probably be less attracted to them. You will be less motivated to settle down with her knowing that she has slept with dozens and dozens of guys. So at the end of the day, does it matter how many sexual partners she's had? Absolutely it does. Okay, absolutely it does. Even if you don't want to pair bond with her, right? Say you're not looking to get married, you're not looking to have kids with her or anything like that. It does matter, because you've got your health to think about. I mean, if this chick has slept with 100 guys, for example, right, and she's barely 30 years old, there's a high probability she could have some type of venereal disease. She could have VD, right? She could have the clap. She could have herpes. I mean, any number of venereal diseases that you have to be careful of. And that's something you guys should do as well. As before you have sex with these girls, you should ask them if they have any type of sexually transmitted disease, right? You could ask them point blank, have you ever had any STDs? And surprisingly, a lot of these girls will tell you the truth. I found that a lot of these girls will be fairly honest with you and just tell you the truth if they've had one. Like, oh yeah, I have herpes, or I had this. I mean, one girl not that long ago that I met, this Swedish girl, she was gorgeous. Oh my gosh, man. I met her in Los Angeles, and she went back to Sweden for a while, but she was willing to come back and, basically to date me, just to spend time with me. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is perfect. Yes, right? And before we made those plans for her to come back, because it was starting to get serious, I was like, hey, have you ever had any STDs? I had to ask her. And she admitted, she goes, yeah, I picked up an STD from the last guy I dated when I was living in LA. And I'm like, what do you have? She's like, I have herpes. And I'm like, she was like, what, everybody has herpes, and she was just kind of like playing it down, right? I dove a little deeper into like the type of herpes she has. And I'm like, it's highly, highly contagious. And I'm like, sorry, I can't do it. I literally just told her no. I'm like, I can't do it. She's like, well, that's what protection is for. I'm like, even protection can't protect you from that. And I just said no. And I was like, sorry. I literally was like, good luck to you. And I just ended it. Like, it was not, she was shocked. She was shocked as shit that I just ended it like that. But I'm like, I don't need to risk my health, put my health on the craps table and gamble. It's just not worth it to me. I mean, I'm in abundance. I don't need it, right? But this is why I always tell you guys, I teach my students, before you have sex with a girl or before things start to go in that direction, you should ask her, hey, have you ever had an STD, right? Always ask the girl, have you ever had an STD? And like I said, most of these girls will be pretty honest with you, right? They will tell you the truth. So you can make your decision from there. But obviously, if you've never had any STDs yourself, you do not want to jump in bed with a girl who has, because a lot of these STDs are highly contagious and you can contract them, right? Will most girls have had STDs? No. For all the girls that I've asked this question to, it's been a very, very, very small percentage. Okay, a very small percentage. But at the end of the day, besides asking the girl if she's ever had any STDs, you also want to ask her how many guys she's had sex with, right? And when it comes to the STD thing, she will be honest most times. Most of these girls will be very honest about it. But when it comes to how many sexual partners she's had, most of these girls will lie about it. Okay? They will actually lie to you about it because they'll feel like, oh, why does he need to know? Or this doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt him not knowing. And, you know, whereas the STD thing can hurt you, and she doesn't want that on her conscience. But as far as how many sexual partners she's had, most girls just tend to lie about that, right? They just tend to lie about it. A lot of girls who have slept with dozens and dozens of guys will try to give you this magic number like, oh, 10. I've slept with 10 guys, 10. And really what they're counting are boyfriends. They're not counting all the miscellaneous dicks that they had sex with, like from the club, from the venue, random pickup artists, right, or anything like that. They're only counting their boyfriends. So you want to be careful of that as well. That these girls are counting more than just their boyfriends, but all of these miscellaneous guys that they had sex with, the one-night stands, the Chad that, you know, used her for money, or Tyrone who, you know, used her for a ride and had sex with her and disappeared. She's not going to count all those guys. She's only going to count her boyfriends, right? But make no mistake about it, it does matter how many guys she's had sex with, especially if you are planning to pair bond with her, if you're looking to start a family one day. All of that matters. You should ask her how many guys she's had sex with. I mean, if I'm looking to get married, I mean, if she's had more than 5 sexual partners, I'm out, okay? Even 5's being generous. If she's had more than 5, I'm not looking to get married to this girl. I mean, maybe I'll hang out with her, maybe I'll date her, but I'm not sitting there starting a family with her because I know how it's going to end. Statistically, I know how it's going to end, okay? She might be a cool girl. She might like sit there until she's blue in the face and tell her how she's never going to leave me, never going to cheat on me, always going to be by my side. I'm just not buying it because I look at the stats. Okay, I go by the statistics. I don't go by my feelings or my emotions. I go by the statistics. When a girl has had more than 10 sexual partners, double digits, there is a very, very high probability that she is just not going to be able to sit and function in a normal relationship, especially when children are involved, even if they are her children, right? She's just not going to be able to function. And I've been doing game and pickup long enough to see a lot of these girls that I gamed even back as far back as the 90s, how their lives have played out, right? These girls who already had like a dozen sexual partners, 99.9% of those girls, if not 100% of them, are still single, still unmarried, still going out to the venues, still riding the carousel, still taking girls trips to Vegas. Now they're just trying to hook up with younger guys as a badge of honor. Like, ooh, look, I got this young 20-year-old guy. I'm in my 40s, you know. They're just like doing shit like that. Even for those girls, I look at those statistics just from my own personal experience, and none of those girls have like been able to function in healthy relationships. And I guarantee a lot of those girls had met guys, had met beta provisioners who were willing to do that with them, who were just foolishly willing to settle down with them, and they couldn't even hang on to them, right? Just because the more sexual partners a girl has, the less able she is to function in a normal, healthy relationship. The less able she is to pair bond with you. Until next time, I'm going to wrap up here. This is M from the 33 Secrets. Don't forget to smash that like button below. I want you to smash it. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on my YouTube channel. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay, it's very, very important you subscribe because it helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. They are not promoting my videos anymore, and I can see why, right? Because I'm really helping you guys. I'm really diving deep into this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content, and they don't like that. The best way to help me out is by subscribing to the channel. Okay, so make sure you're subscribed. And if you want to support my work even further, all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. Dime pieces, guys. Dime pieces. Okay, the same exact type of women that myself and all of the students in my program, right? At least most of the students in my program are out there approaching and closing every single week. And I kid you not, every single week in every country in the world, on all four corners of the globe. We are making this happen every single week, regardless of any virus that is going on in society, regardless of any racial inequality that's going on. We are making it happen every single week, okay? Every single week. So this is the absolute best way to support my work, is by jumping into 7 months of mastery. And right now the first month is only $1, okay? It's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. So take advantage of it, and all you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. Okay, signing out from the top of Vegas. Got the Mirage over there. There's the Mirage. Got Treasure Island, and got the Venetian over here, and the rest of Vegas.